but hardly ever to Iron Maiden. I mean, if I go on the bus and I feel like a good rage, and you line up the six packs and everybody down the back, and there's no substitute for Judas Priest, AC/DC, Deep Purple, Rainbow, and like, brain damage. That's great.
But then there's other moves.
A bit more thoughtful. I listen to a lot of Jethro Tull. Now and again I listen to some Bandegraph. I've got some Bandegraph on the road with me. Peter Gabriel, Men at Work. Men at Work is great, fun music.
Okay, talking about heavy metal, why did you get into it in the first place? I mean, you were a university graduate. You may have gone on to other things. Why?
Okay, yeah. I started getting into heavy rock when I was 13 years old, and I listened to an album called Deep Purple in Rock. And I wanted to be every single member of that band. So I was sitting there and I got into like Jethro Tull, and then I got into Sabbath and all those sort of bands. And each band had its own flavour, its own character, its own mix of all the various musical factors that make a band great.
But you mentioned a lot of bands with aggression. Did you ever think to yourself why that you like that type of music?
You're dealing with what I regard as being the fundamental nature of people. Now, believe it or not, I regard myself as I'm not a violent person. Never have been. If I was a violent person, I'd be running around beating people up, the team that beat us. I'd take my violence off the soccer pitch. When the game finishes, that's it. You play the game within certain rules. And the reason you play the game within certain rules is because, not because you're challenging the other people so much, you're challenging yourself. You're pushing yourself and your own head, your own body, everything to do with yourself towards certain limits. And you want to try and exceed those limits because there is an incredible mental high when you do something that goes, you can't do that. You're never going to be able to jump over a 5-foot fence. And one day you jump over a 5-foot fence and you go, yeah. And that's what Iron Maiden's about. It's about fundamental human feelings and everyday things, and try and put those into songs and try and make them effective. Because then you entertain people, you make people happy. And making people happy is something that a lot of people have forgotten about. When a person's happy, you see, he reacts in a different way to when he's mad. When a person's happy, he'll listen to other people's points of view. And music is supposed to break down barriers, not build them up.